I think that one's supposed to be around the 80 million mark. And things happen.
Joe Smith made nearly $100 million as the #1 draft pick, yet retired with only $3,000 in the bank. Allan Iverson earned over $200 million and now can't even afford a cheeseburger. Latrell Sprewell once had a $21 million deal, and now he's launching GoFundMes. Here are some of the biggest NBA players of the 90s who are now broke, starting with Joe Smith. When the Golden State Warriors selected Joseph Leonard Smith as the #1 overall pick in the 1995 NBA draft, they were betting on a young man who had earned College Player of the Year honors in 1995. Smith's NBA career spanned 16 seasons across a record-tying 12 teams, but it was a salary cap scandal that would define his legacy more than his career averages of 10.9 points and 6.4 rebounds.
There was a under-the-table deal done with my agent and with the organization, and without me being involved. And but I eventually ended up having to pay the penalty. But I mean, it was an under-the-table deal. That one was, I guess, worth $80 million.
The scheme involved Smith signing 3 one-year contracts for less than $3 million each, with a secret promise of an eventual $86 million payday. When exposed, Commissioner David Stern fined the team $3.5 million and stripped 5 first-round draft picks. Despite earning $61 million in gross salary, Smith's financial troubles began with poor spending habits. He purchased homes in every city he played for and maintained luxury car fleets, including Corvettes and Bentleys. After taxes and fees, he netted only about $18 million from his career earnings. Personal challenges compounded his financial woes. A costly divorce and fathering 4 children outside marriage created overwhelming obligations. By 2018, 7 years post-retirement, Smith had only $3,000 in his bank account and owed $157,000. His appearance on Alex Rodriguez's Back in the Game show provided temporary hope, but Smith later felt left out to dry when promised support disappeared after filming. His story exemplifies how even top draft picks can fall from millionaire status to near poverty through poor financial decisions and complex personal circumstances. But Smith's tale of financial ruin would pale in comparison to another player whose infamous contract rejection would become one of the most baffling decisions in sports history: Latrell Sprewell. Latrell Sprewell's name became synonymous with one of the most baffling financial decisions in sports history. Drafted 24th overall by Golden State in 1992, Sprewell earned 4 All-Star selections and averaged 18.3 points per game over his 13-year career. His athletic prowess helped teams reach significant milestones, leading the Knicks to the 1999 Finals and Timberwolves to the 2004 Western Conference Finals. However, Sprewell's career was marred by controversies, most notably choking coach P.J. Carlesimo in 1997, resulting in a 68-game suspension. Despite earning approximately $100 million before taxes, he lived lavishly with luxury cars, a $2.3 million New York mansion, and a $1.5 million yacht.
Latrell had a bunch of mishaps along the way, but nothing was as bad as in 2004, when he turned down over $14 million from the Timberwolves and a contract extension. Latrell said to that story at the time, "Why should I help them win a championship? What have they done for me?"
Sprewell rejected a 3-year, $21 million extension, claiming it wasn't enough to feed his family. This decision ended his NBA career at age 34, as no team would sign a player with his baggage and declining skills. The financial collapse was swift and brutal. In 2007, his long-term partner filed a $200 million lawsuit alleging reduced financial support and assault. His yacht was seized for defaulting on a $1.5 million mortgage, and foreclosure proceedings began on his Milwaukee home. By 2011, he owed $3.5 million in unpaid taxes. The man who couldn't feed his family on $21 million was reduced to launching a GoFundMe for his granddaughter's leukemia treatment, highlighting how pride and poor decisions can transform wealth into poverty. While Sprewell's rejection of millions made headlines, another NBA champion was simultaneously building an even more extravagant lifestyle that would prove equally unsustainable: Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker's story represents one of basketball's most dramatic financial collapses, made all the more poignant by his eventual redemption. Selected 6th overall by Boston in 1996, Walker quickly established himself as a versatile forward known for his signature shimmy celebration after three-pointers. His rookie season was impressive despite the team's struggles, as he averaged 17.5 points and 9.0 rebounds despite Boston's 15-67 record. Walker's career peaked during his second stint with Boston, where he averaged 22.0 points points, 9.0 rebounds, and 5.0 assists in 2001-02, helping the Celtics reach the Eastern Conference Finals. His greatest triumph came with Miami in 2006, where he won an NBA championship alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Dwyane Wade, averaging 13.8 points in the finals against Dallas. Over 893 NBA games, Walker averaged 17.5 points and 7.7 rebounds. Despite earning approximately $108 million in NBA salaries, Walker's spending habits were legendary.
So I usually ran with about 8 to 9 guys that kind of grew up in the same neighborhood and things with me. So I actually wanted them to see the same lifestyle that I was enjoying.
Walker's extravagance knew no bounds. He owned 5 or 6 luxury cars, including Bentleys, Maybachs, and Mercedes-Benz, and was obsessed with designer watches and Rolexes. His travels were equally lavish. He would vacation with 8 to 10 people, paying for flights, hotels, and meals for everyone. This lifestyle of supporting a large entourage of up to 50, 70 family members and friends became financially unsustainable.
But as any young, arrogant kid, I didn't want to listen to him. I kind of took things in my own manner and made sure that I did what I wanted to do with my money. So I was advised a little bit, but I definitely took things in my own manner, just through my own, being my own ego.
The perfect storm of financial ruin involved multiple factors. Walker lost significant money gambling in Las Vegas, but the killing blow came from real estate investments through Walker Ventures, which collapsed during the 2008 recession, leaving him $20 million in debt. Gambling debts led to 2009 felony charges for writing over $800,000 in bad checks to Las Vegas casinos. Walker filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in May 2010, listing $4.3 million in assets against $12.7 million in debts. Unlike many athletes who never recover, Walker's story took a remarkable turn. He paid off his debts in about 2.5 years and announced he was debt-free by August 2013. Today, Walker works as a consultant for EduCore, educating athletes on financial literacy, transforming his cautionary tale into a teaching tool for future generations. Walker's remarkable comeback story stands in stark contrast to another NBA big man whose struggle with addiction would lead to an even more dramatic fall from grace: Vin Baker. Vin Baker's journey from NBA All-Star to managing a Starbucks represents one of professional sports' most dramatic falls from grace, followed by an equally inspiring redemption story. Drafted 8th overall by Milwaukee in 1993, Baker quickly established himself as a dominant big man. His rise was meteoric. He became a 4-time NBA All-Star 1995 to 1998, made the All-NBA second team in 1998, and won Olympic gold with Team USA in 2000. Baker's 13-season career saw him play for 6 teams, with his most successful years coming in Milwaukee and Seattle. His career earnings totaled approximately $97 million in salary alone, pushing his total wealth past $100 million at its peak. He was known for his versatile play as a power forward center, capable of scoring inside and developing a reliable mid-range game. The beginning of Baker's downfall can be traced to the 1998-99 NBA lockout season, when his alcohol addiction began escalating, causing him to gain significant weight, ballooning to nearly 300 pounds. His performance declined sharply as the addiction took hold, leading to multiple suspensions, including a 2003 suspension from the Celtics for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Post-retirement in 2006, Baker's substance abuse worsened dramatically. He experimented with marijuana and pills alongside alcohol, leading to a loss of $1 million in a single night at one point. His financial troubles were compounded by bad investments, including failed restaurant ventures where associates took advantage of him, supporting a large entourage, and legal issues including DUI arrests. The financial devastation was complete by around 2014 to 2015. Baker experienced repossession of his homes and drained bank accounts, hitting rock bottom just under a decade after retiring from professional basketball. Unlike some athletes, there is no public record of Baker filing for formal bankruptcy. His story is framed as squandering his fortune rather than a legal proceeding. Baker's redemption began after multiple failed rehabilitation attempts. His 5th stint at rehab proved successful around 2011 to 2012, leading to sustained sobriety. Reconnecting with his faith and family, he entered a management trainee program at Starbucks, facilitated by former Sonics owner and Starbucks CEO Howard Schultz, eventually managing a franchise in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. From Starbucks, Baker transitioned into coaching and ministry work. He became a Fox Sports Wisconsin analyst for the Bucks and joined Milwaukee as an assistant coach in 2018, including during their 2021 NBA championship victory. His transformation story continues to inspire, as the man who once lost $100 million to addiction now mentors young players and spreads awareness about financial responsibility and substance abuse recovery. Baker's successful journey from addiction to redemption would inspire others, but not every former player struggling with personal demons would find the same path to recovery. Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson's basketball pedigree was established long before he reached the NBA. A high school legend at Archbishop Malloy High School, Anderson earned All-City honors 4 times, a feat shared only with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and was ranked as the top recruit ahead of stars like Shaquille O'Neal. His college career at Georgia Tech was equally impressive, averaging 23 points and 7 assists per game as a sophomore before declaring for the 1991 NBA draft. Selected second overall by the New Jersey Nets, Anderson's 14-year NBA career saw him play for 7 teams. His peak came with the Nets, where he earned his lone All-Star selection in 1994, averaging a career-high 18.8 points and 9.6 assists. Over 858 career games, Anderson averaged 12.6 points, 6.1 assists, and 3.1 rebounds. Despite accumulating approximately $63 million in career earnings, Anderson's spending habits were reckless from the start. He admitted to spending $10,000 per month on clothes alone and owned 8 luxury cars at one point, including Mercedes and Jaguars. His lifestyle included expensive jewelry and lavish parties, with Anderson later reflecting that he thought the money would last and struggled to say no to requests from friends and family. The most significant drain on Anderson's finances came from his complex personal life. He had 7 children with 5 different women from 3 marriages, leading to substantial child support payments that eroded his wealth. Unlike athletes who were defrauded by advisors, Anderson acknowledged ignoring their advice, failing to monitor tax returns, and not distinguishing between needs and wants. Anderson filed for bankruptcy in October 2005, the same year he retired, listing debts exceeding his assets. Child support and failed marriages were cited as key factors in his financial ruin. Post-bankruptcy challenges continued with a 2013 DUI arrest in Florida that cost him his coaching position at Posnack Jewish Day School and a stroke in February 2019. Anderson's path to redemption began with confronting personal demons. He has been open about childhood sexual abuse by 2 men, which he addressed through therapy and linked to past destructive behaviors. Since 2018, he has been the head men's basketball coach at Fisk University, where he mentors young players while handling tasks like team laundry himself. His 2017 documentary, Mr. Chibbs, chronicles his journey from riches to rags to rebuilding, demonstrating that even at rock bottom, redemption remains possible. Anderson's complex web of child support obligations would seem manageable compared to another former player whose equally colorful personal life created financial chaos on an unprecedented scale: Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman's flamboyant personality and incredible rebounding ability made him one of basketball's most unique figures, but his post-career financial struggles have been equally dramatic. A Hall of Fame player who competed from 1986 to 2000, Rodman earned approximately $27 million in salary alone, not including endorsements and other ventures, during his career with teams like Detroit, San Antonio, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Dallas. Rodman's financial troubles became publicly visible around 2012 when he appeared in court for failing to pay child and spousal support to his ex-wife, Michelle. He owed over $860,000 in back child support and $51,000 in spousal support, facing up to 20 days in jail for contempt. His attorney argued that Rodman was broke and extremely sick from a drinking problem, with his 2010 tax return showing earnings of about $150,000, much of which went to managers and agents. The root causes of Rodman's financial downfall were multifaceted. His lavish lifestyle during his playing career, numerous fines and suspensions stemming from on-court antics, and a gambling addiction all contributed to his problems. Rodman went through 3 divorces, each involving costly settlements and ongoing support payments. In a candid 2003 interview, Rodman admitted, "Man, all these lawyers are bleeding me. It can't go on much longer because I ain't got much left. I've lost almost everything, but the only person I have to blame is Dennis Rodman." A major blow to Rodman's finances came from embezzlement by his former financial advisor, Peggy Ann Fulford. Fulford posed as a Harvard-educated Wall Street expert and scammed Rodman and other athletes by mishandling their funds, using the money for her own luxury purchases instead of paying bills, taxes, or investing. She was arrested in 2016, pleaded guilty in 2018, and was sentenced to 10 years in prison with $5.8 million in total restitution ordered. Specifically for Rodman, she was required to repay $1,243,579. Later in 2012, Rodman was ordered to pay $500,000 in back child support, highlighting the ongoing nature of his financial obligations. The combination of poor personal financial management, legal issues, addiction problems, and fraud victimization created a perfect storm of financial ruin. As of 2025, Rodman's net worth is estimated at $500,000, a fraction of his peak earnings. He has sustained himself through post-retirement pursuits, including professional wrestling, acting, authoring books, and his controversial diplomatic activities in North Korea. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of trustworthy financial advisors and the danger dangers of unchecked personal spending, even for athletes with substantial earning power. While Rodman's flamboyant lifestyle contributed to his financial downfall, another superstar's spending habits would make even the Worm look conservative by comparison: Allan Iverson. Allan Iverson's impact on basketball culture cannot be overstated, but his financial story represents one of the most dramatic wealth-to-bankruptcy narratives in sports history. Drafted first overall by Philadelphia in 1996, Iverson revolutionized the game with his crossover dribble, fearless drives, and cultural influence. His accomplishments were extraordinary: 11-time All-Star, 2001 NBA MVP, 4-time scoring champion, averaging 26.7 points over 914 games. Iverson's earning power was immense. He accumulated approximately $154 million in NBA salary plus $46 million from endorsements, pushing his total career earnings over $200 million. His groundbreaking 2001 lifetime Reebok deal was worth $50 million, providing ongoing income streams that should have secured his financial future. However, Iverson's spending was legendary in its excess. His monthly expenses included $10,000 on clothes, $10,000 on groceries, and over $10,000 on restaurants and entertainment. He maintained an entourage of up to 50 friends and family members who lived off his generosity. His car collection included more than 10 luxury vehicles, including a Lamborghini Murcielago and Bentley Continental GT. The most infamous example of Iverson's fiscal irresponsibility involved his strip club spending. Former teammate Matt Barnes revealed he'd throw $30,000, $40,000 every time we went. I'm like, you realize what I can do with this money? Other incidents included once forgetting where he parked at the airport and buying a new car instead, and impulsively giving teammate Larry Hughes a $200,000 Bentley simply because Hughes admired it. The financial collapse was swift and complete. By 2012, Iverson filed for bankruptcy after defaulting on $859,900 owed to a Georgia jeweler. During divorce proceedings, court documents revealed he didn't have enough money for a cheeseburger, underscoring his complete financial destitution. His entourage abandoned him as the money disappeared, and he considered desperate measures like playing overseas in Turkey and Puerto Rico. Iverson's salvation came from his prescient 2001 Reebok contract. The deal included an $800,000 annual annuity for life and a $32 million trust fund accessible in 2030 when he turns 55, a secret clause that saved him from long-term destitution. In 2023, Reebok appointed him vice president of basketball, working alongside Shaquille O'Neal. As of recent estimates, his net worth is around $1 million, with the upcoming trust fund providing future security. His story mirrors other athletes who squandered fortunes due to poor financial education and oversized entourages. Iverson's tale of excess would find echoes in another 1990s star whose athletic dominance masked equally destructive spending pattern: Shawn Kemp. Shawn Kemp, known as the Rain Man, was one of the most electrifying players of the 1990s, forming a dynamic partnership with Gary Payton in Seattle. Playing from 1989 to 2003, primarily with the Supersonics, Kemp was a 6-time NBA All-Star who averaged 14.6 points and 8.4 rebounds per game over his 14-season career. The Supersonics nearly captured a championship in 1996 against Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls. Kemp earned approximately $91.6 million in salary alone, not including lucrative endorsement deals like his notable contract with Reebok. His athletic prowess and highlight reel dunks made him one of basketball's most marketable stars during his prime years in Seattle. However, Kemp's post-retirement life became dominated by personal and legal troubles that systematically destroyed his wealth. The primary drain on his finances stemmed from child support obligations after fathering 7 children with 6 different women. These ongoing disputes and monthly payments to multiple families significantly eroded his wealth throughout the 2000s. The complex web of relationships and obligations created continuous legal battles and financial stress. Kemp's troubles were compounded by substance abuse issues and legal problems. He faced drug-related arrests in 2005 and 2006 for possession, resulting in hefty legal bills and further financial strain. Substance abuse issues during and after his career led to bad decisions that exacerbated his troubles, including a lawsuit against Reebok over a shoe deal. Business ventures also failed to provide financial stability. His Seattle sports bar, Oscar's Kitchen, closed in 2015, and he was involved in another venue called Amber's Kitchen on First Avenue. By 2022, reports indicated Kemp's net worth had plummeted below $1 million, nearing zero amid these ongoing hardships. Legal troubles continued into recent years with a 2023 arrest related to a drive-by shooting incident, though he reached a plea deal to avoid jail time. In an effort to recover, Kemp entered the cannabis industry, opening Shawn Kemp's cannabis dispensary in Seattle in October 2020 alongside partners. He has expanded to 2 locations, though he owns only about 5% 50% of the company, limiting returns but providing steady income. His story demonstrates how personal choices and legal obligations can systematically erode even substantial athletic earnings. Kemp's struggles with multiple child support cases would seem almost simple compared to another player whose legal battles involve reality television drama and claims of complete destitution, Eric Williams. Eric Williams' story represents a particularly dramatic fall from NBA prosperity to claiming homelessness, complicated by reality television fame and legal battles. Born July 17, 1972, in Newark, New Jersey, Williams played college basketball at Providence College, where he scored over 1,000 points in 2 seasons and helped win the 1994 Big East Championship. Selected 14th overall by Boston in 1995, he began what would become a 12-year NBA journey. Williams' NBA career spanned 7 teams from 1995 to 2007, including stints with Boston, 1995 to 1997, 2002 to 2004, Denver, 1997 to 1999, Cleveland, New Jersey, Toronto, San Antonio, and Charlotte. He averaged 8.6 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.4 assists per game across 658 regular season appearances. Known as a hard-nosed defender who could draw fouls, a torn ACL in his 3rd season limited his potential. Despite these challenges, Williams earned approximately $40 million in salary during his NBA tenure. Beyond basketball, Williams gained significant public attention through his marriage to Jennifer Williams and their appearances on VH1's reality show, Basketball Wives. The couple's relationship and subsequent divorce became fodder for tabloid coverage, adding a layer of public scrutiny to his personal life. Williams also faced a 2011 paternity suit from a woman claiming he fathered her child while still legally married, but estranged from Jennifer. The shocking revelation of Williams' financial state came in April 2014 when he claimed in Colorado court documents related to a child support case that he was homeless and broke. He owed more than $24,000 in back child support payments to the mother of his then 13-year-old son. Williams explained in a letter to the court that he did not receive a court-ordered citation to appear because it was not delivered to a home address, as he had none. He described himself as being in the rebuilding stages of his life and volunteering at an unnamed nonprofit organization. The child support issues had escalated significantly by summer 2013 when a warrant was issued for his arrest over refusal to take a paternity test in a separate case. In February 2014, the court ordered him to pay the $24,000, but the mother reported not receiving it, leading to further legal action. The public nature of his financial troubles sparked reactions from former associates. His ex-Basketball Wives co-star Tammy Roman commented that he had no one to blame but himself, while former teammate Tony Delk defended him as a good man. By 2022, his net worth was estimated at minus $100,000, indicating debts exceeding assets. Unlike other former players who have documented recovery stories, there are no public updates on Williams' situation since around 2016. His case illustrates how child support obligations, combined with poor financial management, can completely devastate even substantial NBA earnings in a relatively short period after retirement. Williams' claims of homelessness represented a shocking fall, but even his situation would pale in comparison to the most complex child support scenario in NBA history. Jason Caffey. Jason Caffey's financial collapse represents one of the most complex child support situations in NBA history, involving 10 children with 8 different women and ultimately leading to bankruptcy proceedings. Selected 20th overall by Chicago in 1995 out of the University of Alabama, Caffey became part of Bulls history as a member of the teams that won back-to-back championships in 1996 and 1997 alongside Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. Caffey's 8-year NBA career from 1995 to 2003 saw him accumulate approximately $34,068,568 in salary, with his peak earning coming from a 7-year, $35 million contract with Golden State before the 1998-99 season. He appeared in 462 regular season games with career averages of 7.3 points and 4.4 rebounds, playing for Chicago, Golden State, and Milwaukee. The source of Caffey's financial destruction was unprecedented in its complexity. His 10 children with 8 different women created extensive child support obligations that were originally set based on his high NBA salary, but were not reduced after his career ended in 2003. These payments, combined with legal battles surrounding the various relationships, created an unsustainable financial burden. Caffey filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on August 3, 2007, in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in Mobile, Alabama. Court records listed debts exceeding $1.9 million against assets of about $1.15 million, much of which was tied up in business ventures. ventures, including real estate investments through Jack Enterprises and a youth development academy. The child support situation created ongoing legal drama. Specific issues included arrears over $82,000 to one mother, Karen Russell, and an estimated $100,000 owed to another. He was jailed for 9 days in September 2007 on a writ of arrest, causing him $30,000 in lost business income. In October 2008, after his bankruptcy case was dismissed, an Atlanta judge issued an arrest warrant for failing to pay over $200,000 in child support and legal fees. Beyond financial troubles, Caffey struggled with depression and anxiety, attending rehab, and faced a third-degree domestic violence charge in 2010. These personal issues compounded his transition challenges from high-earning athlete to managing smaller-scale businesses. Caffey eventually turned his life around, returning to Alabama State University to complete his degree. In interviews, he credited lessons from Bulls teammates like Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman for helping him persevere. By 2019, he expressed pride in staying involved with his children, noting some had graduated high school and earned college scholarships. His story demonstrates how complex personal relationships and legal obligations can overwhelm even substantial professional athlete earnings, but also shows the possibility of recovery through education and perseverance. Like this video? Click on the cards on your screen for more.